Peace, what up, family? It's your boy Young Pooh, and welcome to the Hustle. Today we're gonna be getting into the roadside assistance industry and is it profitable? I have a few questions on my phone that we're gonna be asking my father, and hope you guys enjoy. My first question is, how did you get into the business?
About 7 years ago, my wife had to call roadside assistance for a service, and a young man who came out to provide the service wasn't very knowledgeable about what he was doing. So that led me to asking him questions regarding the industry, how he got into it, and what he was getting paid. And once he started talking numbers, I immediately became very interested inside the industry. And from there, that led me to reaching out to different companies. Um, First and foremost, I pretty much engulfed myself in roadside assistance, videos, literature, anything I could find on the industry. I read it or I watched a video about it, and so that I can learn as much as could at that moment about the industry. So after doing that, I found the company and I got on with that company as a driver. And then from there, I went on to become a contractor, 1099, which in general, at that point, you're your own business. And I treat, for me, I treated that like a huge opportunity. Some people will take a 1099 position and be like, hey, that's it. I get my business from this company
Yeah,
and, that's how they make their money. For me, not so. I immediately got an LLC. I immediately got an EIN. I immediately got a business account because for me, that was the beginning of something huge. It wasn't a 1099 for me. It was okay. It's 1099 right now. In 6 months, I want to be out completely on my own, doing my own thing and running my own business. So yeah, that's how I got into the industry.
okay. If someone wanted to get into the business, where would they need to start?
Um, you know, it's a good question. Like I said in a previous answer, the the best thing that an individual want to do is learn as much as you can about the industry that you're getting involved in, not just roadside, whatever industry you're thinking about getting involved in. So once again, there's tons of literature out there. There's tons of individuals out there that give out some information. We actually have a roadside assistance. It's called Mobile Tire Shop Academy. We have an online course that we're currently putting together,
Okay.
and we were supposed to launch it last month, but it's a lot more work than we expected. So we're still
Yeah.
working on that, and individuals will be able to go and go on to the course and learn at their own pace. It's very important, to understand the industry that you're getting into because I made a lot of mistakes in my process. So we want to help people make money, man. Be the best that you can be in this industry, but at the same time, know as much as you need to know about it so that you can be successful in it.
Okay. What type of equipment would you need to get into this business?
Okay, another good question. Starting off, I'll try to run them down as quickly as possible. Um, for starters, you'll need a 2.5 gallon gas can. You'll need a 5 gallon diesel can. You'll need a breaker bar. You'll need multiple impact sockets, and they usually come uh, about 7 or 8, 10 pack. You can get something like that from Harbor Freight. Um, Most of this equipment you can get from Harbor Freight. You'll need a jumping box. You'll need jumping cables. Most importantly, you'll need a lockout kit. That's what you use to open up car doors. That's very important. Um, and you'll need strip lug nut removers.
Okay.
And another thing is an impact gun. A four way is okay. I rarely use any four ways. I use my deep sockets and my breaker bar to get the job done. But you those are the things. Oh, and a 3-ton jack, very important. You don't want to go out there and you don't want to use the customer's equipment to work on their vehicle. For one, it takes too long, and for two, a lot of times that equipment is unsafe. So you want to come with your own equipment. You want to have a 3-ton jack just in case when you have customers that call and they have Ram 2500 or 3500 pickup trucks. It's going to be pretty hard to try to work with that vehicle with a 1 ton jack. So 3 ton jack at minimum.
Yeah. Uh, what is the total cost for all of the equipment?
Okay, so if you're just okay, so you have 12-volt jump box and a 24-volt jump box. All right, this is very important. If someone gets into this industry and they only have a 12-volt jump box or a pair of jumping cables, that will get you by with passenger vehicles, that being regular cars, SUVs, pickup trucks, that will get you by with most of them. But this industry is huge, and the bigger the vehicle, the more money. So you want to be able to service commercial trucks, right? They have 4 batteries, right? You can't jump those vehicles off with a 12-volt jump box. So you want to have a 24-volt jump box for those vehicles. And I'm gonna break down why this is so important, right?
Yeah.
When you do a regular jump, you're looking at charging between $65, $75 to $85, right? That's around the normal price range, right?
Yeah.
So when a customer calls and say, "Hey, I have an 18-wheeler, I need jump started," that price goes up to $250, right? But it's going to take you the same amount of time it would have took you if you were jumping off a passenger vehicle, right? And 5-10 minutes, you're gone, right? So $250 for 5 or 10 minutes worth of work. You don't want to leave any, that's my saying. You want to finish your plate. You don't want to leave no food on the table, no bread on the table. If there's an opportunity there, you want to go after it. So you can spend about between $500 to $750 on equipment on the low end, or you can spend $1,500 on equipment and get everything you need, right? So that you're fully equipped and fully prepared for anything that you're going to encounter as a roadside assistance business owner. So so you're looking at I would say $500 on the low end and $1,500 on the high end.
Okay. What about training?
Training is very important, right? And that's why I'm going to go back again to our online course. We'll have a lot of training in that, but you don't have to wait for us to launch our online course for you to find training for that. If you're in the Atlanta area, I will personally train individuals in this field, in this industry, for a price. Of course, time is money, but I will personally train them. But training is very important, man, because, for instance, right, if you get a lockout call, right, and I've opened everything from Bentleys. I've opened a few Ferraris before. I've opened a 1942 show vehicle before that. This is before they even had passenger door keys. It just was the vehicles didn't even come with it. There was just the key for the driver's side door and nothing on the passenger side. It was one of the hardest jobs I ever had to do because I had to be really, really careful with this vehicle. It was a show vehicle, immaculate, in immaculate condition. But training is very important because I've when I first started off, I used to have to go save a lot of guys in the industry who were doing lockouts. And if you just get into this industry and you go out to do a lockout on someone's vehicle, right, and you damage their vehicle, you may look at it just as, okay, some paint chipped or something like that. Or, I seen guys put too much pressure on the airbag, right? Get the lock open. And then without deflating the airbag, they immediately open the door. That ruins the inside mechanism of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Depending on what type of vehicle you're opening up that day, that can potentially destroy you. Like if you just wasted $1,500 on this equipment, more money on advertising, right? And you didn't even set up any business insurance yet, or you got into this industry and you don't have an LLC. You haven't separated your personal property from your business entity. A person can wipe you out in a lawsuit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? They can wipe you clean out. You can be wiped out before you started. So training is very important, man. That goes back to finding out and learning as much as you can about the industry you're trying to get involved in.
of course. Uh, how much can someone make in this industry?
That always depends on your hustle. Okay, so for instance, from January 1st to I say about May, I generated 50,000 on my own.
Dang.
Right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
generated 50,000 on my
Can we
own.
get a round of applause for that?
Well, you know we can. We hustling all day, baby.
Of course.
You know, so yeah, I generated 50,000 on my own, and before me and my partner went on to bring on 12 contractors, and my contractors since May till date has generated an additional $30,000 to $31,000. So from January to date, we've generated $81,000. 50,000 I generated on my own. My
Wow.
guys generated another 30 in the past 2 to 3 months. So yeah, we talking $81,000 in 7 months. So yeah, you can make a decent amount of money in this industry.
That's good. How much is advertising?
Okay, yeah, that's a very important question because regardless of everything I've mentioned so far, if you're not getting any phone calls, and most importantly, if you're not closing those calls, nothing else matters. So, uh, for instance, me and my partner, we have a company called Roadside Genius, right? So it's actually my partner's actually the owner and co-founder of that company. I'm an affiliate marketer. Me and him, we have our own business here in Georgia.
Yeah.
But a Roadside Genius is a roadside assistance marketplace for the little guys as well as bigger companies. You know,
Yeah.
we run advertising for companies with up to 20 and 30 fleet of tow trucks. But for us, with us, it's $500. That's what it is to start. But let me explain something real quick. Let me break this down. I went to another company just to because I've also learned how to create advertising in this particular field.
Yeah.
And so in my process of learning, I wanted to test the waters and see what the other competition was charging. And I got in contact with a company. And I'm not going to mention the company's name because I have a lot of respect for them and their hustle. But they were charging me they were trying to charge me $1,500 a month, right?
Wow.
I mean $1,500 a week, $6,000 a month to run advertising for my business, right?
Wow.
And shout out to them, man. You know, that's them. You know, do they thing. But and another thing is they're not really professionals in this niche. You know,
Yeah.
when it comes to roadside assistance marketing, I don't think, and I'm not just saying this because it's us, but I don't think anybody out there got us beat. You know, I don't think nobody have us beat in that niche. And for $500, you can't beat that. For $500, we'll set up your landing page. We'll set up your My Business. We'll get you set up with Apple Maps. We'll have you set up with Yelp. We are a machine, and we'll have all that business funneling through one number, one phone number. We've had guys call us in and say, "Hey man, turn it down. I can't, it's too much for me." Like they'll have 3 calls, 3 or 4 calls that they've already closed and their phone is ringing while they're on the job. And they're like, just slow it down. We've had to slow down our advertising.
Yeah.
So for $500, man, we'll light you up. We'll light you up, man. It's life changing. I promise you. And it's guaranteed. We don't tell you that, you're going to make money. We show you you're really going to make money. You know what I mean? To the point where I actually advise people, man, when they get on with us, get somebody to come out there and partner with you. You know what I mean? Because it's going to get really busy. And at minimum, it needs to be 2 of y'all out there, so that you don't.
That's how we would.
Yeah, how we out there. You know what I'm saying? There need to be 2 of y'all out there, man, so you can close the calls. But yeah, $500 is all you need, man.
Okay, my last question was how important is advertising, but it seemed
no, we can go deeper into that. Okay. Advertising is, like I said before, is very important. because when I got into the industry, I didn't know anything about advertising. I did what most people do. I put up my little listing and I thought that was it. People were going to call, but that's not how it works. Let me break down to you how advertising works. With advertising, especially on Google, when somebody Googles something and you look those first four businesses you see, if you look into the left-hand corner, you'll see AD. You'll see the word ad. Those are individuals who are paying for those top four spots, right? And generally, people may go down, 4, 5, 6 on the first page of Google, but no one's going to page 3, page 4, page 5, page 6, page 7. And that's where your business is. You understand? Without the right setup, that's where you are. Somebody will have, even I've seen situations where people will put their business name in and can't even find their business. Even if they put their direct business name in, they can't even find it. This advertising is very important, man. And if it's not set up properly, you will not win. You have to have advertising. You have to have it set up properly. There's no way around it.
Of course, to be the best, you got to beat the best.
You definitely, you got to beat the best. And then the good thing about that is, when you advertise, you also have to be able to, get reviews for your company. That's very important. Reviews are very important because what happens is Google looks at all that, right? So your reviews can rank you, right? There's companies out there that have been in business on Google for, listed on Google for about 5 years, right?
Yeah.
They have 3,000 reviews, average 4-point star. Those individuals don't have to run ads like other companies that haven't, that doesn't have the reviews, that doesn't have the analytics and stuff like that. Those individuals like that, those companies have to, other companies have to pay. Those companies they're up there. You know what I'm saying? When someone search for a specific service, or business or whatever the case may be, those individuals are right there because they have a high ranking. They've been out there for a long time, and that's very important. So once you have ads running, it's also very important to make sure, like on scene, before when I was out there and running jobs, before I would complete a job, I would walk back up to the customer window and I would say things like, "Hey, look, I'm almost finished. I'm getting ready to text you. Can you please leave my company a review?" You can just leave, how you feel the service went, or it's cool if you can add a comment as well. That way, while I'm completing the service, they will go ahead on and leave a review. Because what happens is a lot of times customers pull off and they'll tell you they'll leave a review, but they're on the side of the highway. Cars are going by 60, 70 miles an hour. They're ready to get out of there. Yeah. They're not concerned with leaving a review. So when you complete the job and you say leave a review, they leave. They go home. And honestly, they may have loved the service and wanted to leave a review, but the situation, they get home, they have children, whatever, they forget. So I always made sure that I got my review before I left the scene. You know what I mean? And that way, you can lock it in, because reviews are very important, just like advertising. So you can't survive and you won't, and merely creating a business listing is not. You can do everything else that I'm talking about here. You can learn how to do certain, lockouts, how to change tires, how to mount balance tires, how to change valve stems, how to properly plug a tire. You can learn, everything you want to about the industry online, right?
Yeah.
On your own. You don't have to come to us. You can do all this on your own. But I promise you, the one thing that you will not learn on your own in a timely fashion is how to properly advertise for your business, especially digital advertising. These companies have been around for a while. They're a master of what they're doing. And this is not something that you're just going to wake up tomorrow and learn. I don't care how many videos you watch on YouTube. You will not learn how to be a digital marketer today fast enough to get your business going. You know what I mean? You have to leave that part to the professionals, man. So, yeah.
Well, that's all my questions for today. You got anything to say, Dad?
No, man, I think this was dope. And I like your ideas, man, and I think this is gonna be really successful.
Yeah.
Once again, man, I'm gonna leave a link in the description for Roadside Genius for anybody who who's already in this industry and you're looking to, generate more call leads and close more calls and make more money. Head on over to Roadside Genius, and I'll have a affiliate link in the description down here. And you guys be on the lookout for Mobile Tire Shop Academy.com. We're wrapping up the online school there. So, this is this. I'm also gonna put maybe over here. I'm gonna put up. I'm gonna open up our Square account and show you exactly what we've made to date, so that there's no misunderstanding about this. We've done $81,000 in 7 months. You can do this too. I did 50,000+ on my own, one man beating the streets up
Yes,
this
sir.
year by myself. So you know what I mean. My guys, my contractors in the past 2.5, 3 months have bought in 30 grand. Okay,
Mm.
so I made $50,000 breaking my back out there on the road, and I've made $30,000 sitting here in my home. You can do it too, man. Peace, y'all.
Peace.